We are going to go over the Time System School Funded Remote Pay Account Setup. So you're going to find that over here in Time Setup. This is going to be for secretaries to come in and set up which accounts they're wanting their school funds to be paid out of. So when we click on that, if you're seeing this where it says Setup Required, that means you have got to set a default account. So if it's a school-funded time clock, that means this is something they're going to be clocking in and out of. This would be something that you're going to pay them hourly for, whether it's like kindergarten registration, something you're going to pay an employee hourly for that is going to be school-funded. Right here, where it's got Setup Required, we're going to set up the default account. Now the default account is what it's going to pay out of unless you make decisions further on. We'll show that it'll pay out of. So if there is no default account picked here, that employee won't get paid at all. So we're going to want to make sure we get these Setup Required ones. So they want, Odyssey Elementary wants their school funded to be out of trust lands. So we're going to go here to find trust lands. And then we're going to do 1,000, and then we're going to click Save. Now that can be whatever account you want to set that up as. That is just what that school chose. So once that is done, you can see that school funded, T-Clock school funded, it goes away, the Setup Required. So that's no longer required anymore. If they change their mind and want to change that to something else, they can always do that here and then save that again. So we're going to look at a couple employees here. So they are going to be paid out of school funded, and the reason we know that is because we have gone in and given them that assignment for school funded. The assignment would be school funded, T-Clock school funded, which means they're going to clock in and clock out. So let's look here. Let's say this employee is going to be working on yearbook this time. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pay it out of yearbook, and it defaults to the instruction bucket. Now this employee can be something different. Let's say she's working on the STEM club. So we're going to go in and pay her out of STEM club, and it also defaulted. If you had a choice to choose something different, it would let you do that here. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to save these. That means that this person, when they clock into school funded, it's going to pay her out of yearbook, and it's going to pay the other one out of STEM club. So let's look at another one we need to set up. Here's the Setup Required for TSSA. So TSSA is a little different. It's only paid out of one account, but that is going to be our default right there. We're going to save that, and once again that Setup Required goes away. And then down here, we don't really need to set up a program because anything we're paying out of TSSA is going to pay out of TSSA. So we can leave that blank. You do not need to set up every person with TSSA because that's what it's going to pay out of as the default account. So that's how you go in and you set up your school funded accounts. This is probably a lot more geared towards our high school secretaries, as there's so many funds that they pay out of school funded. So elementary does have it a little bit, but it's mostly going to be your junior high schools that are going to use this the most, but everyone will need to set up those default accounts. We also want to remember that if you're entering a stipend, so if it's a type of school funded with a stipend, that's going to be entered in remote pay, just like you usually do, where you will put in your funds and what accounts those are coming out of. So this is only if they're going to be clocking in and out of items that you need to give them those assignments. If it's something that is paid out of school funds that is paid through a stipend, you would not need to do it for those people. If you have any questions, you can call us in payroll. Thanks.